Functionality testing is essentially a test run of the new storage system. Use this testing to verify that the system works properly and is configured to fit into the customer environment. All newly installed storage systems under the installation service must pass a functionality test before customer handoff is completed. Testing reduces the likelihood of a return trip to fix issues and gives the customer confidence that the system is ready to store data. To test the functionality of the system, you need to set up some logical structures. If the customer is unfamiliar with NetApp FAS systems, you can also demonstrate configuration options. After you finish testing the system, delete whatever you created before the customer begins production configuration. First, set up a data aggregate. From the menu in the upper right corner of NetApp ONTAP System Manager, formerly On Command System Manager, select Create Aggregate. Name the aggregate and select the type and number of drives. For testing purposes, you can leave the RAID group size at the default of 16. Click Create to create the aggregate. The new aggregate is added to the list of existing aggregates. Next, create a storage VM or storage virtual machine, also known as SVM. Click the SVM's tab and then click Create. Name the SVM and complete the other fields. Select an SVM root aggregate. Because only one aggregate exists, it's selected by default. Verify that the search domain and name servers are correct, and then click Submit and Continue. When the last step of the SVM creation process is finished, a summary is displayed. The new SVM is added to the list. However, you receive an error stating that no protocols are enabled. On some of the previous dashboard verification windows, you saw that no licenses had been installed yet. Licenses must be installed before you can edit the SVM to select protocols. You can install licenses by using the CLI license add command, or you can install them through System Manager. Click the Configurations tab. In the Cluster Settings submenu, select Licenses, and then click Add. After you add all the license keys that your customer purchased, click Close in the Status window. To verify volume access, you need to create at least one volume. Click the plus sign on the right, and then from the menu, select Create Volume. Select the SVM on which you want to create the volume, and then at the bottom of the window, click Select. Name the volume to be easily identifiable. Remember that when your installation is completed, you need to delete everything that you created to test the system. Select the aggregate, and then click OK. Repeat this procedure to create a second volume that you can use as a CIFS share. The two new volumes are now listed on the Volumes tab. To verify volume access, you can map a CIFS share to a Windows host and create a file on that share. Make sure that the CIFS server is configured and running on the cluster. Also make sure that you have at least one configured data LIF. Map the CIFS share to a drive on the Windows host. For example, map the share to drive V as shown. Confirm that the drive can be discovered. Create a test file on that drive. If you can complete this test, Windows access to the storage system is good. Snapshot copies are an easy way to protect data. Set up the copies on a schedule that is appropriate to the workload and environment. To create a single snapshot copy, select the volume that you want to copy. Then, in the Snapshot Copies menu, click Create. Name the copy, and then click Create. The new copy is shown in the list of snapshot copies for that volume in the lower portion of the window. To enable regularly scheduled, automatically created snapshot copies, you must set up snapshot schedules and assign a snapshot policy to a volume. If you are working with a storage administrator, have them test the cluster with your guidance. Otherwise, you need access to the customer environment to perform the tests. Document the entire process as proof of functionality. Your tests should include writing and reading files, using every protocol that the customer purchased. A thorough and successful test includes reading and writing files while in failover mode. Include testing documentation with your reporting process to close out an installation. The purpose of a storage system is to read and write data. The system must also protect against data loss. Test all these functions for each protocol license on the storage system.